Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Anna. If you're new here, we talk about all things motherhood. That includes the joys and the struggles. And today, you didn't ask for it, but I'm giving it to you anyway. You're gonna hear my opinion and some issues I have with today's popular mommy culture. I'm assuming all of you are familiar with today's popular mommy culture. It usually includes things like drinking wine, shopping at Target, and using Amazon Prime, wearing leggings and messy buns. I think that pretty much covers it. Now I want to say from the start, I don't actually have any problems about these things in particular. If you want to drink wine, drink wine. If you like shopping at Target and using Amazon Prime, girl, good for you. If leggings make you comfortable and you feel good in a messy bun, then you keep rocking it. I think these things are totally fine. There's nothing wrong with them, but I kind of have an issue with the culture that has risen up around these things. For me, the first thing that comes to mind in mommy culture, and I already said it, is wine. Literally the only wine in my house. This is Aldi brand. I think it's $3 and it probably does not taste the best, but it works for cooking. I use it in my stir fry. I like wine, I enjoy drinking wine, but my husband doesn't, and we try to keep a pretty tight budget, so I just don't purchase any unless I'm cooking with it, and then I buy the $3 kind. Anyway, wine is a big part of mommy culture. A lot of memes and posts and blogs and even like recipe blogs will talk about needing a glass of wine to get through the end of your day, or to relax at the end of the day, or to survive whatever event you're going to, a birthday party, a play date. Wine is kind of seen as this like fix-all, this ultimate relaxer, this signal of me time for moms. And when this first came about, I did not understand at all. I don't drink a lot to start with, so I was like, wow, I just don't get this. But I will never forget the day where it was like, ding, I get it. I get it. I was in my final semester of college and I had Heidi, and I had a practicum that I was going to where I was teaching a class full of a bunch of middle school and high schoolers for a full day. So like many of you moms, I had a job, which I was not used to. So I had my practicum and I was coming home from that and I had to pick up Heidi. It was a rough day at the school, and then Heidi had been apparently a little monster, and she was a little monster in the car, and then the rest of the evening. And then I burnt some of the rice for dinner and Heidi was screaming still, and something was wrong. She was probably teething. I don't know. I just remember it being crazy. There's a squirrel right here. Don't run away. There's the happy squirrel. Say hi, little buddy. Yeah. You need us to put out some bird food for you. What a cute little guy. Sorry about that. Got a little distracted. Anyway, that day was the first time I felt like, man, could I use a little bit of alcohol. And it really surprised me and kind of scared me a little bit that I was to the point where I thought I needed alcohol. Because I know alcohol can be very dangerous and addictive, and a lot of people really struggle with it. So to be at the point where I was like, wow, I could really use a drink right now, really shocked me. And I have had those days again and again and again. And it made me realize, wow, I get it. I get that wine mommy culture. It's a thing because we go through a lot. I saw a statistic that every mom, whether you work outside the home or not, works on average a 98-hour week. A 98-hour week. That is so much. And that's just like the physical load. The mental load of moms is huge because you're never just thinking of one thing. No matter where you are, you're thinking of what you're gonna make for dinner, how you're gonna get the kids to eat theirs, what you're gonna do about this diaper rash, how you're gonna keep this kid from catching the cold that you saw the kid in nursery have. I mean, it's just so much. And that's part of why moms will resort to drinking. It can definitely be relaxing. It can take your mind off things. I get it. And I don't want you to think I'm over here hating on people who enjoy a glass of wine. I think that's totally fine. Where I have an issue with it is that it makes our children the butt of the joke. And I thought about this for a while, and then I just read a blog by Scary Mommy where a woman talked about this. And I was like, yes, that's what I've been thinking this whole time. It makes our children the butt of the joke. Because why do I need that wine? Why do I need to be drinking at this play date? Why do I need to bring alcohol to a birthday party? The answer in this mom culture is because, oh, the kids are so rough. It's just, I'm losing my mind. This job as mom is so hard. I need to have it. The reason moms need the wine is because of the kids. And I think that's really disrespectful to our kids. And I don't want you to mishear me. If you like drinking, if you think that's fun, if that's something you do socially with your friends and family, I get it. I've had a drink or two at birthday parties. It's not a problem. The problem is when we use it as an escape from our kids, because our kids can see that. Whether we choose to believe it or not, our kids are smart enough to realize things like that. Needing to have a drink in order to survive your child's birthday party, needing to have a drink in order to survive this play date, needing to have a drink in your hand just to survive every single night with your children, is not a good message to send to your children. Your children are smart and they will realize that I am so bad, or mom has such a problem with me, or I'm such a disappointment, or I'm not fun enough. So now mom has to drink in order to have fun with me at a play date or fun with me at a birthday party. It's a dangerous message, and I know, not every time you drink are you sending that message to your kid, I know, but we just have to be really careful about the way we talk about it, about the jokes we put out there, because when we make jokes that the only way I'm going to get through this play date is by having a glass of wine at 10 a.m., it's telling your children that you have to be intoxicated to make it through hanging out with them. And that's a really dangerous message, whether that's what you mean or not. So just be careful how you word it. And then there's the other obvious problem that not all of us drink, and for some people drinking has been a struggle that they're trying to overcome. And I know mommy culture doesn't have to include everybody, that's literally impossible, but just it's another thing you need to be aware of that can be literally triggering for some people. I read another article as I was researching for this video about a woman who said if she wasn't drinking at these get-togethers, at these playdates or birthdays, people would ask her if she was pregnant. That's how strange it is to see a mom not drinking. So just like all other things, be aware. There are people that struggle with drinking or have struggled with drinking, and this wine mommy culture can be hurtful to them. Last thing on this, I just want to reiterate, I don't think having a glass of wine is wrong. I just wanted to share the issues I see with perpetuating this wine mommy culture. The second part of mommy culture that I have a bit of an issue with is the overspending at Target and Amazon Prime. I scoured my house for a Target bag. The nearest Target to us is like an hour away, so I don't have any. But who doesn't have an Amazon Prime box? Let's be honest. And again, like I've said before, there's nothing wrong with shopping at Target or using Amazon Prime. They're great things. I think Target's super fun. Amazon Prime is great. What's not great about getting things delivered right to your door? But just like the wine mommy culture, the Target and Amazon Prime culture can be problematic, because most of the time the posts I see about Target and Amazon Prime are specifically how much people overspent at Target or online with Amazon Prime. There's this culture that it is totally acceptable to walk into Target in order to buy eggs and milk or whatever you buy at Target, and then browse through every aisle and grab something from every aisle and spend way more than you needed to. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this is a limited mommy culture thing. I think this is just true in general of our culture, and I've done it too. We do browse and we grab things we don't need, we put them in our cart, and we way overspend. The reason I have an issue with this is because it's simply irresponsible. I'm not saying you can't go into a store and grab things that aren't on your list. I do it all the time. That's the reason I like walking through the store instead of ordering grocery pickup. What I'm trying to say is by perpetuating this idea that it's okay to go into Target and come out spending $350 instead of $15 is very irresponsible. And again, we are teaching our children about that. We are teaching our children to walk into a store and get things that they don't need, spend more money than they need to, and be irresponsible with that money that they have. Now, if you have enough money that spending $350 at Target in one day is not a big deal, then that's great. But I still think it's irresponsible to just go in willy-nilly getting things. And this is kind of scary to say for me, because just like women enjoy their wine, women love their Target browsing and shopping, and online shopping as well. But you have to be careful with overspending. I think it's so irresponsible to teach our children that overspending is okay, that it's okay to buy things on a whim, over and over and over again, because it does not teach them how to be responsible and budget their money. The other thing I've noticed about this Amazon Prime and Target culture, specifically for Amazon Prime, is that it's, I've spent too much, please don't let my husband be here when my packages come in. I know that's a joke. I know it's meant as a joke, and I know these things are all just jokes and memes and fun things, but if enough people think they're funny, then there has to be some truth to it, right? That is toxic. Saying, I hope my husband doesn't see how much money I've spent on these things from Amazon Prime. The idea of hiding purchases from your husband, aside from birthdays, anniversaries, Christmas, is a little scary, is a lot scary actually, because that says something about you and even about your marriage. By overspending and buying too much and then having to hide it from your husband, that says that you know it wasn't the right thing to do and you don't want to be held accountable to your spouse. And that is problematic. Overspending is bad enough, but then having to hide it because you know it wasn't the right thing to do and you think your husband will be upset is not wise. And it's, again, not something we want to teach our children. We can buy this, but we can't tell daddy. Like, that's not a safe thing to teach your children at all. You want them to be able to be open with you and open with your husband, and you need to be open with your husband as well. So having this culture that celebrates overspending and then even celebrates hiding it from your spouse or your family, I have an issue with that. I just don't think it's a good thing that we teach our children. And again, our children are observing us in what we do. So if I buy into this mommy culture and I'm overspending and then hiding it from Aaron, my children will see that and they'll think that, well, there are some things I do that I really just have to hide from dad, and my mom even hides things from dad, so it must be okay. And I don't want to teach them that. I want to teach them to A, be responsible with their money, B, be honest and open with people when you do make mistakes and overspend, and C, don't keep secrets from your spouse or family. I mean, I know there are times when you have to keep secrets for various reasons, but in general, don't keep secrets from your family and your spouse. Those three things are being perpetuated by this Target and Amazon overspending craziness mom culture. And I just feel a little weird about it. The third thing that I kind of struggle with mom culture is the idea of always living in a messy bun and yoga pants. Because yes, I am wearing yoga pants today. And believe me, I wear these yoga pants quite often. So obviously, I don't think there's anything wrong with yoga pants in themselves. And I'm pretty sure I have a video out there that I shared with you guys where I'm wearing a messy bun. So obviously, I don't actually think these things are awful. So I don't want you to think I think that. And I don't want to offend anyone who loves and lives in yoga pants and messy buns, because I think you can wear yoga pants and messy buns and be completely put together. So please don't be offended by what I'm about to say. But in general, the yoga pants and messy bun, the still in my pajamas at school drop off and pick up, that type of mom, that culture that we've created around mom is not the best version of a mom. It just isn't. In general, it represents a mom that is sloppy, overtired, underprepared, overwhelmed, and overstressed. And yes, we've all been there. We have all felt all those things at once, and we feel it quite often. But as women and as humans in general, and especially as moms who are setting an example for our children, I think it's important to not let ourselves continuously live at that stage and not represent to the world that moms are continuously at that stage. Yes, we're all going to have days where we're just going to roll out of the house in our sweatpants and our messy buns and just make it through the day. I've been there. If you've seen me at Aldi, you know I've been there. But I can't let that be my everyday because, first of all, that's not a great representation of who I am. Yes, I am exhausted and I can be sloppy, and sometimes I am underprepared and I'm always overwhelmed. But just because I'm feeling those things doesn't mean I have to look that way. And I'm not trying to say you have to put on a face and always look better than you feel. What I'm trying to say is putting in some more effort to put on some nicer clothes and do your hair a little bit can make a big difference, not only in how you present yourself, but how you see yourself as well, because I always feel better once I've got on a pair of earrings, or once my hair looks a little bit decent, or even just matching my shoes to whatever top I'm wearing so that they're like in the same style can make me feel a lot more put together and prepared even when I'm not. And then the outside world sees that not only as a representation of me, but as a representation of moms in general. I know moms are not constantly underprepared and overwhelmed. Moms are superheroes. We do amazing things. We take care of children and we teach them and we feed them and we work jobs and we help aging parents and we help siblings and we do all these things. We work in our community. We're at church. We're volunteering. Moms do a lot of things. So by perpetuating this idea and this joke that moms are always in leggings and sloppy buns and holding onto their coffee and barely making it through the day does not represent moms. It's not a good representation of who we are and the work we do. It makes us come off as slovenly and underprepared and not doing a good job and struggling all the time. And that's not true. And I know we struggle, and I struggle. And especially new moms, absolutely we have days where we can't get out of our pajamas and we just don't even have the energy to wash our hair, and I get that. But I have an issue with this being a continual culture because it is not a good representation of all the hard work and the amazing things that moms do. And on another note, we teach our children when we're constantly underprepared and sloppily dressed that it's okay to not be prepared for the day, that it's okay to just throw on whatever's on top of the laundry pile, I'll do it later. That's not a good attitude that I want to teach my kids. I want to teach them that even when it's hard, go upstairs, put on your clothes, we're going to get through this. And I'm not trying to teach them it's all about looks, but honestly, life is about appearances and impressions. If they want to get a job, they're going to have to dress in a way that will get them that job. When they're applying for scholarships, they'll need to look nice. They'll need to be prepared. I don't want them to be struggling to get out of bed every morning once they're going to school, throwing things in their backpack completely unprepared. I want to teach them better than that. So if I let that leggings and sloppy buns culture overtake my life and I just live there constantly, not just on the hard days, but I just let myself live there, I'm showing that to my children and teaching them that it's okay to be sloppy and to be unprepared. And that's simply not something I want to teach my kids. I know I've said a few controversial things in this video, and hopefully I didn't step on too many toes, but I just felt like I needed to express those issues I see with the mom culture and the problems I have with it, because I know I can't be the only mom that feels like this, because in my feeds on social media are some amazing moms who do great things, and I know women who don't identify exactly with this culture. But I do want to say one great thing about it is that it does bring moms together. It does. I love seeing a mom post about her hard days where she's just barely gotten out of bed, and to see other women commenting underneath it that, yes, I've been there too, you can get through this. I love seeing a meme or a tweet that's posted and I'm like, dude, someone else feels this way? No way, I thought I was the only one. And then I look and a bunch of people have commented and liked this. Like, oh my goodness, this isn't just a me experience. Other moms have had the same problem or are dealing with the same thing. And that's what this mommy culture has brought to us that's great. It shows us that we're not alone in the experience we're having. Any day we've been through, anything that's happened with our children, another mom has experienced and gone through it and come out on the other side. And that is the part of mommy culture that I love, is women coming together to support each other in whatever activities or hobbies or struggles we go through. There are other women there who are moms just like us who have gone through the same thing. And that is an amazing part of mommy culture, and I'll always be on board for that. Well, thank you guys for watching this video. I'm curious to know, what have you noticed about mommy culture recently? What do you think is problematic, or what do you think is great? Do you disagree with what I said? Do you agree? Let me know. I'd love to get some comments on this video and just see what you guys think about this culture that moms have. If you like this video, you can tap that thumbs up button. That just lets me know that this is a good kind of content that you enjoy. And if you want to see more videos like this and just learn a little bit more about me and my journey with motherhood, you can hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you'll be notified every time I post a video, which will be every Friday and the occasional Wednesday when I'm really ahead of things. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!